Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and the channel is the Everyday Card Collector. In today's video, I'm going to give you a national recap as well as some of the pickups I made at the national. I'm probably going to break my pickups into 2 videos, possibly even 3, based on the amount of stuff that I got. Otherwise, the videos would just be too long. This one's going to be a long intro, so feel free to skip through it if you're just interested in seeing the cards. But in the first video in episode 1 here, I just kind of wanted to recap the National. I did not take any footage during the actual show. I left it up to others, and I just kind of soaked in the show itself and enjoyed myself. Didn't want to have to be worried about shooting video and you know, making sure that I was editing and getting things out there while the show was going on. And that may change next year. Maybe I'll do a little more footage for you guys, so I apologize if you were looking forward to any footage that I might have been putting out there. I felt like I wanted to enjoy the show for what it was. So that's kind of where we were on that front. I did want to discuss the show in general. I'll kind of take it day by day in the intro here, and then we'll get to some of the cards. But yeah, it was a fantastic show, guys. Had an absolute blast. I think that kind of goes without saying. I went for 4 days. I'm actually filming this on Sunday afternoon, which is the last day of the National, and I took that day off because I'm exhausted. It's a lot. So I went Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and we had a lot of things that we could have gotten involved with after the show itself. A lot of get-togethers and things of that nature that I wanted to be a part of. So they were long days. For those of you who don't know or haven't followed my channel long, I'm local to the National. I'm about a half an hour away. So I drove in each day and then left and went home and slept in my own bed every night. So I wasn't in a hotel room right across the street where you could kind of just hobble in and crash out and get up and go. So it was still nice. I actually preferred it. I liked it actually, but yeah, add a little more time to the days. If I wanted to get there early, I had to get up a little extra early. Beat traffic during the weekdays for rush hour and things of that nature. So, but I'll tell you what, like I said, I actually liked it being local, and the next 2 years are going to be that way for me. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, so show started Wednesday. It was a late start Wednesday. I think the show started at 3 for VIP, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember the exact times, and it went till 8. So Wednesday, I had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off of work. Wednesday, I picked up a couple hobby friends from the airport, in both airports. For those who don't know, in the Chicagoland area, there are 2 airports. So I had a couple friends coming into O'Hare, which is right by the Rosemont Convention Center, and then another couple friends coming in from Midway, which is a little bit further. So I kind of reached out to them and said, "Hey guys, that's not a hop skip." I reached out to those friends of mine and said, "You know what? Why don't I come pick you up and save you the trouble of an Uber drive?" So I did that Wednesday morning. Worked out perfect. Was able to go to the show all day Wednesday. And you know, the typical cliche that you guys always hear, a lot of the show for me is hanging out with friends. And when I say friends, other people in the community, other content creators, you know, viewers, and some of my personal friends, since this is local. I got to do all of that. So Wednesday was great because it really wasn't that busy because it's a half day, it's midweek. I think I only picked up 1 card. Thursday was the biggest day of the week for me, of the 4-day show for me, as far as what I picked up. But had an absolute blast. It was kind of wide open. The show is extremely big. I will say this. This is the first year I believe they started to use the second floor. It all used to be on the first floor at the Rosemont Convention Center, and they moved a portion of it up to the second floor, and that was an absolute mess, in my opinion. So, obviously, the entire second floor is the same size as the first floor, but to my understanding, only a small place was rented out, or a small area was rented out for the National. So when you got up there, it might have been, I don't know, 70, 75 tables, but they had limited space because I'm assuming because they only rented so much space, and the aisles were tight, very, very tight. So When it got busy, and I'll give you my opinion on the busiest day, you couldn't even walk down those aisles. But yeah, I got to see. I didn't get up to the second floor till Thursday, I believe. So Wednesday we just kind of walked first floor. Got to see a little bit of it. What I will say is when you're going with friends and there's so many people that you want to see and say hello to, you don't have an opportunity to shop in a manner that makes sense. In other words, go row by row, take your time. If I was just alone and didn't know anybody, I'd be able to conquer the show pretty quickly. But having the opportunity or the luxury, it's a bonus to stop and see your friends. Or someone said, "Hey, I saw a card over here. I'm going to pick it up. You want to come along?" You just kind of skip around all over the show. So there's no rhyme or reason to what I was doing basically for the entire show, except for maybe the last day I was there. Again, not complaining. Had a blast doing all that. So Wednesday was a half-day show. I think I picked up one card, as I mentioned. I will be showing it in this first video. I picked randomly what I'm going to be showing, but I will tell you this, my bigger, more expensive cards will be in the last video of the recap or national pickups, whether that's video 2 or 3. So if you just want to see the big stuff, it's all pretty cool to me. What it cost really doesn't mean much, and I'm going to show some pretty amazing stuff in this first one, so I'm excited to show it all. But after the show on Wednesday, the Misfits, another channel, kind of a group channel in the YouTube community, had a get-together at the Lowe's Hotel. So a couple of us got there early. There were maybe 5 or 6 of us, maybe like 6 or 7 of us who got there early. And Emmett Smith was sitting at the bar. So he was in a deep conversation with another person, so I didn't want to bother him. The president, John Mangini, came in shortly after we did and kind of worked his way in there and said, "Hey, I'd just like to shake your hand," and kind of started off the conversation with him once the other person left. Emmett was done with that conversation. That person left, and then John kind of introduced himself, and so we all got to take a picture with him. I'll try and get that picture up. I know someone's going to put that up in one of the channels, so if you follow John Mangini or Rick Oddball Cards or anyone else, I think Sammy Thunder was in that picture. There were several people. My buddy Mitchell, White Sox fan and card collector, was in it. So there was about 7 or 8 of us in a picture with Emmett Smith because he was just sitting at the bar, so that was pretty cool. Had a blast at that get-together. It was phenomenal. Got to, that's the first day. Everyone's excited. You're kicked off. Everyone's having a great conversation. My understanding is they went pretty late into the night. I had to head out maybe around 10:30 or 11. Obviously, I was driving home, so I went ahead and did that. Woke up the next day, Thursday, full day of the show. Early entry was, I don't know, 8:30 or 9. I can't even remember anymore. I think 9. So got in at 9, did the show the entire day, which was till 6, I think. Ran out for lunch every now and then, and kind of what I was doing is kind of hanging out with multiple friends at multiple times. Whoever was there, you just kind of went with the flow. So I think it was Thursday or it must have been Friday. I think Sammy Thunder and I went out for lunch. So Thursday we kind of all hung out. I hung out with a smaller group of guys and then would run into people. My buddy Joe, who doesn't have a channel, but most people in the community know him, hung out with him the entire 4 days. Got to hang out with Mitchell on Thursday as well. We were kind of running mates on that day. I think Keith, Lonely Basement Card, I kind of hung out with him for 2 or 3 days, so I don't even remember if it was Thursday. It's all a blur, but ran the gamut on Thursday. It was a full day of the show, and then we had the YouTube get-together, which was at the Embassy Suites. For those of you who don't know or haven't seen any of Mike Moynihan's videos or anyone else who's posted about this, we were at the Embassy Suites and we were asked to leave because my understanding is it wasn't a national sanctioned event, and the Embassy Suites, I guess, got word from the national that wasn't allowed, so we were asked to leave. I also believe it might have had something to do with the Embassy Suites. I think they're running their happy hour at the time we were there, and we were already probably 100 people deep at 6:15 or 6:20, and it was only going to get busier. So regardless, we were asked to leave. Then multiple people started to go to Plan B, which was go somewhere else for the National. At that point in time, I peeled off with my buddy Joe. We went to a restaurant and sat at the bar, and had dinner. In doing that, it looked like a bunch of people peeled off at that point in time, because there was about 20, when I say us, I'm talking the YouTube community. There's about another 20 people who came in and had dinner outside, and I stayed at the bar with my buddy Joe, and then I think Keith hung out at the bar. Lonely Basement Cards hung out at the bar with us, but there were plenty of people outside, sitting outside as well. Greg Midlife Cards, just a ton of people. Dan Vintage PC, Sammy Thunder, Orlando, all of them were outside at the same restaurant. So Mike Petty was there, I believe. Yeah, Mike Petty was there as well. So that was Thursday. I was already tired at that point. I think Friday, I might have gotten into the show at like 11 o'clock. That was the luxury of being at home. I can get there when I got there. Probably walked the show for about 3 or 4 hours and was already sore and tired from the first day and a half. Picked up a few cards on Friday, but Thursday was my heavy pickup day. And then Friday, we ended up going up to the Hyatt bar at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon and had a drink with a couple friends, Sammy Thunder, Dan, Steel City Vintage, or Steel City. He's got a channel that we hung out with. We hung out with him as well. John P. And then Steve Vintage on Vintage. So we kind of hung out upstairs till 6 o'clock, because I think I had Ash, a pretty well-known dealer in the community, had a dinner. So we a lot of us were going to his dinner and went ahead and went to his dinner after that. After his dinner, had the opportunity to get in touch with some of the guys that I was hanging with, like Sammy and Dan and a few others. And we did a little more hanging out in one of the hotel rooms. Had an opportunity to do that. So Friday went till about 11 o'clock at night. And I left my house at probably 8 in the morning. And then Saturday, kind of another full day. I was already beat down. I think I picked up maybe 3 or 4 more cards. And then kind of relaxed, went out to lunch on my own just to kind of rest a little bit. My buddy Joe was still walking the floor. Keith was walking the floor. And I was just beat. Came back to the show around 4 o'clock, met up with my buddy Joe, grabbed some cards for trade night, went ahead and went to trade night. We already had the wristbands, and there was a lot of confusion with trade night as to how we were getting in and how long the line was and all of those things. And when we got there with our wristbands and we got to the line, trade night was its opening, I think, at 6. We got to the line at 5:15, and it was very long. And that was people with wristbands. I'm not one to wait in lines. So we went ahead and went to a local brewery, it was me, and it was my buddy Joe. Mitchell met us, again, White Sox fan and card collector. Tony Talks Cards was with us. And the 4 of us hung out and had a drink. And then around 6:30 went to trade night, which worked out perfect, because when we got right in, everybody was already rocking and rolling. There is some footage on the 4 Collectors channel. You'll see almost everybody I mentioned was there. I got to say hello and hang out with everybody for a while. I think that ended around 10 or 10:30. We left around then. And again, got an opportunity to hang out in someone's hotel room with a lot of the same guys from the night before. Dan's Vintage PC was there. Sammy Thunder was there. Dan Steel City. I mean, just a lot. Brian Roth, B. Roth, who's a fantastic guy, very knowledgeable. Got to get to know him a little bit better, which was awesome. So that night, which was Saturday night, last night, lasted till about 11:30. So that was the itinerary. So I'm tired, and you can hear it in my voice. I'm a little hoarse, but that's a pretty long intro. We're going on 14 minutes here, but that's kind of what I did over the last 4 days. So Sunday, today, I had no intention of going. I was telling everybody that by Thursday, and kind of spent all my money. Had very little in my pocket on Saturday night when the show was over, and it worked itself out pretty well. So yeah, that's kind of how it played out. Had a blast. Got to see everybody. Those who weren't there were missed. My buddy Aaron, Value Vintage Cards. Mark's Dodgers Cards. Coach Neil. Jayhawker Mike, they all just posted a video earlier today, the 4 of them not being there, and I'm halfway through that video. But yeah, they were all missed. Chris from Missouri was missed. He's a great guy, obviously, but had a really, really good time. Got to get to know some people better. got to see some good friends, and just had a lot of fun. But so that was it in a nutshell. I think over the next 2 or 3 videos with my national pickups, it'll be less of the recap. I'll kind of tell some stories about the cards as I'm showing them. But in this video, I picked out randomly. Like I said, my last video, whether that's the second video or the third video, will be my larger pickups dollar-wise. If you're only interested in bigger stuff, you can wait till the last one. But there's some pretty cool stuff in this video and the second video, so I'm pretty pumped. So we'll get the camera turned around. I'll show you what I picked up at the National in this part 1, and we'll talk a little bit about the cards. So let's get into it. Okay, guys, so as I mentioned, I grabbed randomly just some cards that I picked up at the National. This is a little bit of everything. So it's gifts, it's cards that I picked up, it's a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm just kind of intermingling them all. I'll include the gifts as well, that some generous gifts I got from people, and I'll tell a little story about them or where they came from at that point in time. But yeah, I'm thinking again, as I mentioned in the intro, this is probably going to be 3 videos just based on the stuff that I have and the amount of things that I want to show. So we'll kind of get into it with the first card here. This first card has a fantastic story. I met one of my favorite people in the hobby of all time, a young girl by the name of Finley. I'm guessing Finley because I don't remember if you watched this video. She's between the ages of 9 and 12. And she's a young girl, just smart as smart could be, and collects vintage baseball cards, which I thought this was amazing. Got to meet her dad, Jason. He's an awesome guy. They have had some connections to Chris from Missouri, so I told them to make sure they give Chris a hard time for me. But Finley was just a fantastic young lady, and she knows her business, and has a great collection. I met her at Ash's dinner on Friday, and asked her what she likes and what she's into. She told me her favorite set is 52 Tops. She likes Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle. I said, do you like vintage in general? She said yes. So I put a little care package together for her, and gave that to her. And actually, I think I met her on Thursday at the restaurant. She was part of the group that went to the restaurant when the YouTube get-together fell apart. Because on Friday at Ash's dinner, I brought her her little care package, and she couldn't have been more grateful and more kind and more appreciative. So that worked out well. But on Saturday, she was selling and trading cards, so I had to buy a card off of her. So I bought this beautiful 1962 early win, and she gave me an awesome deal on that. So I was pretty excited about that. Just a beautiful, beautiful card. He's wearing the White Sox uniform at this point in time, so me being a White Sox fan, I'm going to love that. So I would like to say to Finley, thank you so much for the deal, Finley. Jason, thank you for the opportunity to meet the both of you. I hope you guys had a blast. I know I did, and it was a pleasure meeting the two of you. So the next pickups I have are pickups from a friend of mine, who everybody knows in the hobby, and if you don't, you should. It's my good friend Scott at Reindeer Studios. I had called him before he left for the National, and I had saw the video where he had done his artistic rendition of Joe Jackson and this particular card, and I had asked him if he could bring one for me because I really, really wanted it. I think it's just a beautiful piece. So, we all know how talented Scott is. And if you guys didn't notice in the video, I'm wearing the Trade Night vintage Trade Night t-shirt that I got last night at Trade Night. I have 3 or 4 t-shirts that'll represent all of these national videos, so I'll be wearing them, a different one in each video. And I only say that because I got one from Scott as well, which I will include in one of the videos. But yeah, so I asked Scott to bring one of those for me, which he did. And then, of course, I had to pick this up. Martin Dehigo. This is the card that Scott is selling for charity purposes. It's going towards cancer research, if I'm not mistaken. So I wanted to make sure that I picked up one of these, and I was kind of pumping it to the other YouTube people within the community to make sure you pick one of those up because it's for a good cause. So very excited to have that as well. I've gotten one of the few versions. Orlando signed it as well. So this was kind of a collaboration based on Scott and Orlando's friendship. So Orlando had was asked to sign a few of these by Scott, and he went ahead and did so. So I've got the dual auto Scott Orlando Martin Dihigo card, which I absolutely love. So fantastic card there. Let me see if I get this out, a little glare out of here, guys. Sorry. There we go. Next card I picked up from my friend Joe. I bought a bunch of cards from friends, guys. There were deals at the National to be had. You just had to look. Prices on some things were expensive. I know that's been out there on a couple of videos, and I'm not disagreeing with that. But there were deals to be had. That being said, out of all of the cards I'm going to show over the next 2 or 3 videos, my larger pickups were all from friends. So most of my middle of the road, and when I'm talking, I don't talk, price often when I'm comparing cards, like large card, medium card, small purchase. But I'm doing it in this particular case because I've got so much going on here with what I picked up. Most of my pickups at the actual National were like middle of the road purchases for me, price wise. I love them equally. I'm just trying to kind of put it into context. And this is a middle of the road purchase that I got from my buddy Joe, and it's the 1966 Philadelphia Gale Sayers rookie card. So being a Bears fan, how can I not have this, right? And I never have owned this. And believe it or not, my favorite player of all time is Walter Payton, and I still need that card. But Joe had a couple of these, and he offered it up to me at a fantastic price, and I could not pass it up. It's just a beautiful card, perfectly well centered, and it's phenomenal. The image is great. So I jumped at the chance to do that and added the 66 Philadelphia Gale Sayers rookie card to my collection. Next is a gift from my good friend Jim Faulkner. Got to spend a little time with him. I know one day he went out to the city. I believe he went out to the city Friday night or Saturday night, or Friday or Saturday. I think maybe Saturday he went out to the city. I'm getting all confused with days here, but Jim was nice enough to gift this for me. And it's the 1960 American League Kings, Nellie Fox and Harvey Kuhn. He knows I'm a Nellie fan. Obviously, he knows I'm a White Sox fan, and he was nice enough to think of me, saw this, and he said he thought of me, and handed this to me at the National, and I couldn't be more grateful. So, Mr. Faulkner, thank you so much. It's a fantastic card. I really appreciate you thinking of me, friend. Next card is an actual purchase. This card was marked at $20. This is the first purchase from the show, not the first purchase I made, but the first card I'm going to show that was a purchase. Was marked at $20, and I got it for $15. And it's the Gaudy Fine Pen Paul Waner. So here we go again, guys. This is what I preach and preach and preach. Oversized pre-war. It can be had at a very affordable price. Just a beautiful image of Waner. I absolutely love this thing. If you look at it, you would say, how is that $15? And I can answer that very easily by saying there's a little writing on the back. Looks like someone even tried to erase it. I can't make out what it says. It looks like it said yours. I was thinking truly, and then it looks like there might be the name Victor at the bottom or Hickory, but regardless, that didn't mean too much to me. But now, I didn't have Paul Waner represented in my collection at all, so this is a new player. I have several Gaudy wide pens, but my mindset in going to the National was trying to pick up new players and trying to pick up new sets. So I've gotten the opportunity to add Paul Waner to the collection now, and I'm thrilled with it. Next 2 cards are of the same player. I had a card of him, but went on a mini run with him. Picked up, I'm showing 2 cards here, and I picked up another card that I'll show in the second video or the third video, depending on how many I do. This card was my first pickup at the National, and I picked it up for under $100. And that's my 1929 Cashin Al Simmons. So I have his fine pen, and now I have his Cashin. For those of you who do follow my channel, you know I love this set. It's probably one of my favorite sets. Blank back with the tints. I've discussed in several videos. There's a little tint that is normal when you see that square tint. On the back of the card, that is not abnormal. That's how they all were. But just a beautiful image of Al Simmons, and such a beautiful card in great shape. I'm kind of straying away a little bit from grading, but there are a few in the next 3 videos that I'm going to show that I may want to grade, and this would be one of them. So that will kind of, I'm still kind of pondering that in my head. But just an absolutely beautiful card, and what fantastic shape it's in from 1929. I was thrilled to have it. In 29, obviously at this point in time, he was still with Philadelphia. So I do not have, or did not have a card of him. He only played, I believe, 2 years with the White Sox. I didn't have a card of him in his White Sox uniform. Another set that I've just absolutely fallen in love with, and had to grab this thing. Got it at a steal. This was another fantastic deal. Let me see. Let me get these out of the way because it's oversized. Shocker, guys. I'm showing some oversized stuff. It is the 1939 Gaudi Premium Al Simmons. So for those of you who know me well enough, you know I'm an oversized guy. You know I love this stuff. Pre-war oversized. I've been influenced by the likes of John Mangini and Aaron Value Vintage Cards, and I really have fallen down this rabbit hole, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. But yes, this is the second one in my collection, and actually I've got another one that will be probably shown in another video. So I've got a couple out of this set now. So the set I already had, the player I already had, but I couldn't pass it up for the price because it was just a beautiful piece. The backs on these are phenomenal. They're like little tutorials. They tell you, in this particular back, it's how to lay out a ball field. I got that. I got this thing for $40, and it was an absolute steal. And I think it was priced so well. If you look in the upper left-hand corner, there's a little writing on it. And again, obviously that doesn't bother me because you saw the Paul Wainer in the same, kind of in the same condition. So just love the images on here. I can't pump this setup enough. If you're thinking about dabbling in a pre-war and it doesn't have to be high grade, the images on this set are beautiful, just absolutely gorgeous, and a lot of great players. The DiMaggio is phenomenal, and now I've shown the Al Simmons, and I have the Archie Vaughan, and I'm gonna have one more to show in the next couple videos here as well because I love this set so much. But yeah, that's what I picked for today, guys. So I'll kind of readjust the camera here. We'll get Finley's card in there that I purchased off of her. She's going to be a fantastic collector for a long time here, and I was happy to help her feel a little excitement in this hobby, and I hope she's in it for a long time. But that's it, guys. That's kind of nutshell the 4 days for me at the National. Now I'll get to show you guys the rest of the pickups in the next couple of videos. Got a bunch of stuff lined up. Got to talk to some people at the National to actually line up some stuff for my channel, guys. I know, I'm a small channel and low production, but I'm gonna try and kind of refine things a little bit here in the near future. So hopefully I'll be able to provide a little bit more content, and some of it different content that I haven't done before. So I'm kind of excited as I start to dive in a little bit more into the YouTube channel, as I haven't made a video in 10 or 11 days. But yeah, so please keep on the lookout for the next National Pickups video. It'll be the second one and then possibly the third one. I'm really excited about what I just showed, and I'm going to be just as excited in the next 2 to 3 videos. It was a lot of stuff, guys, so I'm pretty pumped. But that's all I got for you now. If you like and enjoy this kind of content, please feel free to like and subscribe. And until the next video, we'll talk then. Thanks for jumping on, everybody. Bye-bye.